Streaming software does not match. Okay, I'm not sure what that means, but welcome everyone. Happy Saturday. Japaji here, back at it for just a little bit. I had some time before I have to get to work, but I wanted to try out this mission, see if all my triggers work and all that stuff. So I figured I'd just throw this up there for everyone to watch. It's, I don't know, hopefully interesting. But the idea here is we're going to do some bombing runs with live ordnance, doing practicing on our laser bombs, GBU 12s. And we're going to stack up on GBU 12s, take off to the range, and drop and try to get it into the bullseye of a target. But all of a sudden, after we do this, we're going to get notified that some Russian forces are invading Georgia, and we're to go out and investigate and destroy if they become hostile or cross into the border. So that's the scenario I created in the mission editor. I'll show you what that looks like here. So here we're coming off of the George Washington. And I'm actually, just full disclosure, I'm using Bankler's Case 1 recovery training mission, and I've just added some stuff to it. So if we do get back to the carrier, we'll get graded on how well we land. Really great mission that you can find on the DCS forums. But here's the over here is the range, and we have this little target here, and the idea here is to get inside the yellow circle here. With our laser guided bombs. Should be pretty simple considering they're laser guided, not dumb bombs, right? If we look at our plane, we're going to be doing Dodge 3-1 is the plane that I kind of got set up. Our ordnance is going to be GBU 12s, and we'll replace this out with some GBU 12s as well. Bombs. BRU 33. So we have 8 bombs on each of the stations here. We have our lightning pod or AT Fleur on this one. Nothing on that cheek station. And then some 2 sidewinders for self-protect. On that, our fuel quantity, we're going to bring that up. Full fuel, and 60 chaff, 60 flare, 100 gun. All right. So that's kind of our armament there. So we'll close that, and we'll actually save this because I keep forgetting to increase the fuel when I do this. Because with Bankler's Case 1 recovery, you're going to start at 50 or 60% fuel so you can land immediately and you're not overweight. But we're not going to do that, so I got to change the fuel. So that's the mission. But we have a trigger, and all these are Bankler's. But here, if that target is damaged, then we're going to make this message to the coalition. This kind of one I'm testing to see if this all works, where we're going to get instructions to go do what I just said in the mission briefing. So that's kind of how I use this. I have just a one-time event that if that unit is damaged, I was messing with flags to see if I could do something with the flags, but I haven't gotten into it that much. So it's just a simple message to the Blue Coalition that says, basically, here's your mission, go do it. It's going to come 30 seconds after we hit the target, and it's going to display for 60 seconds, I guess. All right, so that's what we're testing. So it should be pretty simple. We're going to take off, fly to bullseye, drop the bomb, make sure everything works, and then we're going to try it on some live targets that are moving. So that's kind of the idea of what I was doing here. So we'll go ahead and save it, and we'll hit we'll start the mission up, and I'll get my nerd hat and headphones on, and I'll see you in the cockpit. Okay. All right, so here we go. It's going to take a little while to load in, but checking all my buttons, make sure they're in the default starting position. They look good. All right, so we said Dodge 3-1 was the one that I configured. So we'll get that one set up. Maybe. There we go. And we'll hit fly. Turn the volume down on my headset a little bit. Wait for the game to load in. Yep, time for a new computer. All right, so let's get this bad boy started up, and I'll use all my buttons and knobs, so I freeze my track IR, so you're not gonna get dizzy while I do this. But let's go back to DCS, turn battery on, APU on, canopy closed, oxygen on, bingo set to 4,000. Okay, bingo set to 4,000, APU is ready, right engine crank. RPMs get to 18. Right throttle to idle. Okay, start flipping knobs and switches and get everything turned on. At least the displays.
Roll left.
All right, left DDI to FCS, right DDI to HSI, bottom AMPCD when it comes on. Come on. To checklist. All right, radar on. CV alignment with stored heading. We'll start the ECM to bit. Start up the FLIR. Altimeter to radar. Radar altimeter set. Just do 100 feet for now. ALR 67, I think it is, the EW or RWR, and we'll set that up into our HUD. Back to checklist. All right, so now we'll have any radar threats that are there, and we'll start the left engine. All right, that one's starting. Flaps to half, FCS reset, trim for takeoff, ejection seat armed, and trim for our weight, which is 46,000 pounds, is 17 degrees. So we'll set our stabilizers to 17 right here. Both engines started, APU off. Okay, and we'll get the chief to remove the wheel chucks. Oops, I don't know what I just did.
Chief, remove the wheel chucks. Copy. Wheel chucks are now removed.
All right, so now we're kind of just waiting for our INS to line. While we're doing that, I got the IUFC export on my iPad, and we'll get the IFF turned on, TACAN turned on, and set to CVN 72. And then our ILS to channel 2, but we won't turn it on. Data link for our link 16, we'll turn that on as well. And all that's good to go. Let's take a look at our stores. We'll do it on this page because of this glare on the sun. Our 82G, our Mark, well, they're 82 LGs. So Mark 82s that are converted into laser guided. We'll set the codes for that. And let's use code 2172. Enter. And then we'll step to the next station, 2172. Enter. And then step to the next station, 2172. Enter. Next station, 2172. Enter. Enter. Okay. And then you can see our code is set for all of these. We're just going to drop one at a time. So quantity 1, multiples of 1 is great. Electronic fusing and all that stuff we'll do in our fencing in when we're up in the air. Let's check on our HS or our alignment here. Alignment's okay, so move that over to IFA. Next thing I want to do is turn on the HMD and align that. All right, so I just get it close and then pause the track IR and then hold down the cage on cage button. Alignment's okay, and then fine tune with the TDC. Cage on cage and fine tune the roll. Cage on cage. then unalign. Oops. Return. Okay, so that's aligned now. We're good to go. Parking brake off. Let's start moving up. Put TACAN in the HUD so we can see how far away from the boat we are. And start moving in. Nose wheel steering on high gain. Wings out. Launch bar down, wings locked. Uh-oh, sun's coming out. Sun messes with my track IR, so I usually only play this on bad weather days or at night, but it was kind of cloudy earlier. Now it looks like it's might be interfering with our... I have to kill the track IR. Here we go. Gear up, flaps up, come off to the left a little bit, burners off, come off to the right a little bit, and fly 300 knots, 300 feet. There's 300, we'll throw in our auto throttles. As long as we're below 300 feet, we're good. So we'll do our autopilot radar altimeter hold and just keep us there. And we got to fly out for 7 miles. We're at 2.3. In the meantime, we can get our everything kind of ready for the range. I don't know if this is when you're supposed to do all this, but let's check the FLIR first. And we do have to set the code for the FLIR for the laser target designating code 22172. So it matches our bombs. Right. The other thing we want to do, master arm on, air to ground on, dispenser bypass, ECM, not transmit, but receive. Excuse me, receive. We're supposed to have anti-skid off. I think that's good. Move our HSI back over here. And all the codes are still programmed in, so we're good there. Let's start with an outboard bomb drop. And then put our FLIR over here. Turn that on. And we can slave it to our velocity vector so we know it's working. Change maybe the brightness a little bit. Contrast. And there's IR. And there's TV. Okay. So we're at 8.4, a little further than we needed to, but we're free flying now. So throttle up, come up to about 10 degrees, and we're going to start going into waypoint 3, I think was the range. Yep. So we'll fly into waypoint 3 and drop this bomb at 20,000 feet. Oh, come on. Stupid sun. It's been cloudy all winter. I decide to go live, and that's when the sun comes out. All right. Weather is getting warmer though. That's pretty awesome. I'm not a winter guy. Not a fan. All right, so we got 46 miles before we get there. I want to be at 20,000 feet. One thing we can do now too, because it always gets in the way, is in the F pass we can set our home waypoint to an invalid waypoint, and we won't get that stupid BDD when we're that home fuel alarm. So I like to do that pretty early on. And let's couple. So we fly right towards the waypoint. Our bottom AMPCD we can set to SA. We do have AWACS. We should probably tune into that. That's channel 6, I think. Overlord is channel 6, 251. Just in case. Now, we know we created the mission, but there ain't gonna be no planes. Oh, another thing we have to do. This is why you have checklists. If we go to stores, we gotta turn on our fusing. Otherwise, it's just gonna fall and hit the ground. So electronic fusing is now on. We're ready to drop. Alright, we're at 20,000 feet, so we'll start to level off here. 21,000. 30 miles in, let's go ahead and waypoint designate. And recouple. So there's our target right out in front of us. We're heading straight towards it. We got our velocity vector lined up with the azimuth steering line, and our release queue is set to indefinite. Right now at 99, release is indefinite. We're too far away, too slow. And that'll start to come down as we get closer. On our left DDI, we can look at our FLIR, and let's change that over to that view, which is IR with I think black hot, and we can zoom in with that button there. I might have to zoom in with this as well, and release. Oh no. It went to heading select. Okay. Uh-oh. That is the target, so we'll hit TDC to press to make that our target, and then fly into that. Now we want to get this right in the center, so we're going to zoom in, maybe turn on TV there so we can see the lines. The more accurate we are with where we're putting this target, the more accurate will be with our bomb. A little bug thing too is if we look over to our right DDI, if we hit the position, we want to choose GPS, and that makes the bombs a little bit more accurate. Alright, so we got 52 seconds, 50 seconds to release. That looks like it's good there. Oh my gosh, hit the wrong button. Alright, 30 seconds to release. That's the button I wanted to hit. Okay. Now let's line up to this azimuth steering line. Arm our laser. $20 seconds to release. 10. At 5, you'll see that we hold down the pickle button. All right, GB12 away. And now we'll kind of trim our aircraft so we can stay on that. We'll slow down a little bit. And we'll zoom out so we can get a good sight on it. I'm hitting the wrong button for the trim. There we go. Lasers armed. Time to impact. 3 seconds. Let's see. Oop, wrong button. That's a bullseye. Way to go. Okay, so the scenario here, we just circle around for another attack. But eventually here we're going to get notified that the Russians are being pesky. We should anyway, if my trigger was right. There it is. Alright, so Russian forces seen invading Georgia from Sochi, heading south towards Gudada. Locate and monitor. Rules of engagement, attack if hostile activities or if they cross the border. Alright, so we'll clear our target. So we don't have a target in the HUD there. And we'll start heading towards Gudada, which I did put a TACAN station on so we can find it. So if we go to TACAN, it's 64 Yankee. And then we can select Gudada. And it is 81 miles away, so we'll gain some altitude and some speed. So speed and angels. Start heading towards Gudada. So the trigger worked. That's pretty awesome. Wasn't sure how that was going to work. But... what's our fuel looking like? External tank is empty. If we're feet sweat, then maybe can we drop it? No. I think we will be here. When we get feet sweat, we'll drop the tank, just so we're a little lighter and more maneuverable. All right, autopilot couple. Not sure where it's going. Oh, because of the wind. Okay. Cool. Now, at this point, obviously, we would be calling in. I mean, we can do it here. We just call in the radio too and say, "Request picture."
Overlord 1-1. Dodge 1-1. Request picture.
Right, and it'll say, "Come back clean," because I didn't put any enemy aircraft in this mission, but eventually that's kind of the goal here. So we probably would have our SA up on our right screen there, just so we can see it better. Are we conning? Yep. All right, we're feet sweat. Let's drop the centerline tank. So we'll go to our stores page just so we can watch it go away. You can see the fuel right there. Choose the center. Rotate to stores. Eject it. And it's gone. Now we're a little bit more streamlined. so it can go a little faster. Such a sexy looking plane. All right, 58 miles away from Gudada. Let's turn on our attack radar here. And instead of map, let's put on GMT. And we'll look for ground targets. And that's only at 20 miles now. We'll go up to 40 here. So we'll see if there's any ground targets within 40 miles. And we can stick our FLIR on it. Which we'll do over here. Now this part is, like, I really need some practice using the ground radar, finding it with the FLIR, dropping a laser guided bomb, as long as you remember to disarm your laser guide, and you can't see what switch I'm talking about here, but so this is my LTDR switch. So after you drop the bomb, you have to turn off the laser back into safe, and then right before you drop the next one, you got to move it back into arm. So you got to do that manually. In the jet, what happens if you don't have that bound to a sticky switch, when you arm the laser, after you drop the bomb, it automatically comes back into safe. So you have to manually go back and arm the laser. So for my case, I just have to turn it off and back on again in between bomb drops. So that part's pretty easy as long as you remember how to do everything and remember to do everything. Then it's pretty simple. For me, it's finding the targets on the FLIR. That's what I really need practice doing. Looks like the sun went behind the clouds again too, so let's see if how much fuel do we have? We are almost a full thing here. Can we afford to burner it? No, I don't want to. So I want to make it back to the boat. How far away is the boat? 64 miles. So we'll be looking at around 80-90 miles by the time we get on target. So go back to Gudada here. And 38 miles to Gudada. Still no target, so I hope I didn't screw that part up. Laser guided bombs are great for moving targets. Obviously, it's weather dependent. You got to be able to have line of sight to them, and the laser's got to ping your target. But they're great for moving targets and stationary. Where JDAMs are great because you just launch them, and they'll go to where you told them to go. But if the target's moving, the target may not be there before you get there. So JDAMs and JCELs are awesome for stationary targets. Laser guided bombs being for mobile targets. And for the GBU-12s, they're only 500-pound bombs, so we're not going after like heavily armored stuff here. All right, 35,000 feet. That's probably a good altitude. We'll go ahead and level off here. And we'll use autopilot. So we got autopilot, auto throttles. Plane's flying itself right now. We're totally hands off. We could have a sip of coffee. Part of our fencing into is we want to turn off our lights so they don't see us. We want to make sure our dispenser is on. Lasers ready to go. I just got to do that. Anti-jamming is ready to go if we need it. Now we know we're coming up SA-19, so there's no radar. They're just heat seekers or IR guided. So that's pretty much it. Our bombs are set up. We're ready to rock. We just need a target to show up on our radar here. 18 miles to Gudada. So we should be in visual range if we can see over our nose, and I don't want to lose altitude to see it. So let's go to the F10 map. There's Gudada right there. There's Sochi. So somewhere between here and here are our trucks. Now the trucks are moving, so I have to find them, right? So they're following the road. And the border is, I think, this right here. Maybe if we go to map, here's the border. So if they cross this line here, which let's use this river as a landmark for that. If they're on this south of that river there, which is just below Sochi, not sure. So if they're like, not too far away from Sochi, then they're maybe going up into the mountains. Now we know they're not, but so yeah. Where's that river? Right here. Okay. All right. So it looks like the coastline kind of dips in right here, and then there's a river. So if they've crossed this bridge, we got them. I just got something on RWR. I don't see it though. Uh-oh. Oh, we got something on radar and my game's frozen. Uh-oh. There we go. All right, so we got a hit. So sensor select over to the right and kill our autopilot. Actually, we'll keep the barometric altitude, hold on. And now we can see our targeting pod is set up right on the hit that we had on our radar. So sensor controls switch right to move over to the FLIR. Go to IR, maybe black hot. Maybe white hot would be better. Zoom in. Again. Now, I don't see anything. So let's... TV. That's worse. Aha! There they are. Oh, they're moving fast too. So let's get that lead vehicle. That'll stop them. Let's see if we can get a point track on them. There we go. Okay, we got 40 seconds to release. So 30 seconds to release. Arm the laser. Kill the autopilot. Settle in our plane right towards the azimuth steering line. We're still tracking. Uh-oh. Kind of got off the azimuth steering line there. Hold down the pickle button. No negative G's. Bombs released. Trim the aircraft so we're not gearing off too much. Lasers in 20 seconds. Now, I hope we're not going too fast where we mask ourselves. So lasers armed, time to impact 10 seconds, 7 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Kaboom. Got him. Shilka's destroyed. And now we can start to see they're starting to scatter. That's a BMP. What's that? BMP. Alright, about to get masked here. Let's choose this target here because they're kind of bunched up. Now we're conning. This is probably not a good idea because everyone knows where we are, but it's just us alone. They definitely crossed the border. That's that river that we were talking about there. Which we should have done, checked prior to, I guess, bombing them, but whatever. Right. Fleur's got eyes on again. 20 seconds to release. Oh. Forgot to disarm and rearm the laser. Pickle button. Bombs away. Trim aircraft. Laser armed. Shit. I gotta trigger the laser. I turned it off. I don't know what I was doing. So we're gonna hold down trigger. So we're manually lasing right now because I turned it off so it didn't auto lase. Let's see if we can get a 2-for-1 on this pass. That'd be pretty awesome. Time to impact 16 seconds. And 0. Oh yeah. We got one with critical damage and one destroyed. All right, laser off. Find a new target. There's 2 over here. Let's try these 2. We'll wait until it gets masked, and then we know. This is how I do it. I know I'm far enough away. Rearm laser. Turn in. Seconds to release. Now the laser should be auto because I'm not going to be stupid and turn it off in the middle of a bomb. All right, pickle button. Bombs away. Trim aircraft. So we lost 500 pounds on one wing, so it's going to favor the other one. And laser, you can see the auto laser's coming on in 23 seconds. Just kind of guiding through. That BTR just blew up that we damaged. So it was a 2-for-1 deal. That's awesome. 2 BMPs for 1 GBU. And lasing. Let's see what it looks like live. Two more BTRs destroyed. Okay, find a new target. Lots of smoke getting in the way. I guess that's a good thing, but gonna be harder to find. Oh, I guess not. Let's go with this one here. Track target, just in case it moves. We're masked. And we'll turn back in. And rinse, repeat. Laser off, laser on. Always forget that. All right, I'm gonna add that to my mental checklist of when you turn in, reset laser. Looks like we got eyes again with our fleur. It's tracking something. I'm not sure exactly what. We might have to tweak that a little bit here. Let's get closer and find out. Yeah, it's not on a target. It is now. 10 seconds. Wait, is it? Oh, we missed it. All right. We waited too long to reacquire the target after the turn-in. So maybe I extend the laser off. Extend the distance to the target before I turn around. Or I turn around faster. I guess I could do that. I'm trying to save fuel, though, so we can get back to the boat. So we'll do 7 miles. We'll turn around. Oh, when's it black out? It goes dark at what? Let's see. About 8 miles. So we'll go to 9 miles and then we'll turn around. Reacquire the target and then I'll expedite my turn too. All right. 10 miles, I guess. That looks like a good target. 30 seconds to release. I don't know about you, but I think I would get the hell out of there. I wouldn't just sit there and let whatever plane is attacking me. Pickle button, laser armed. Oops. We have pickled. We are trimming. We're flying mostly straight, mostly level. Oh, he is moving. BTR is on the go. He's like, you ain't hitting me. Zoom out a little bit. Don't lose him in the tree. Okay. Plane maintained. Oh no, we might lose him here. Let's go to... Oh, man. Okay, kept track. We're lasing. Time to impact 2 seconds. 1-0. And... Skadoosh. Destroyed. That's so cool. All right. Release target. Find another one. What's this guy doing? Where are you going? You ain't getting out of here. All right. Same thing. How many more bombs do we got? One, two, three. We'll drop one more, and then we'll head back to the boats. I'm actually going to slow down because I think we lost the target. "46 seconds, speeding back up." Man, we're slow. Look at that high alpha, 4.2. Oh no, that was the 8.2. Jeez. Arm the laser. Seconds to release. Trying to gain some speed here. Let's nose down. Nope, that's not. Lasers released, or bombs released. Trimming aircraft. Laser in 10. Lasing. Skadoosh. So cool. Oh my god, that's awesome. All right, you know what we're gonna do? Let's do this. Let's drop all of our stores. All right, and we're going in guns. Let's find a target though. Is there any left? don't think there are. Let's go back to the air to ground and see if we pick anything up. Yep. There's a guy. This is a severe dive bomb. Holy shit. This ain't good. All right, hold on. We ain't doing that. Let's come off. That was too much. All right. That's a little better. I don't see it.
Altitude. Altitude.
Oh well. All right, let's head back to the boat. All right, master arm off, FLIR off, dispenser off, jammer off, ALR 67 off, TAC and 72 X-ray. Let's go HSI. Choose our TACAN. Why does it say gun? Oh, we're still in air to ground mode. Get that off. 88 miles to go. We have 5,000 pounds of fuel, so we need to start conserving. So let's get some altitude as we head towards it. Now that CCIP that's in the HUD that's crossed off, I don't believe that should be there. There we go. It should not be. I had to turn off the gun. All right, what's our aircraft weight? 33,500. Max is 33. Yep. Max is 33, so we're good there. Now we can go to our FPAS page and see what our most economical flight into Mother would be. We got... Reset that. All right, so we want to be at 41,000 feet or 32,000 feet at 0.63 for 47 more minutes of flying. Looks like when we get there, it will have about 3,000 pounds of fuel or so left at our current thing. So let's get to 32,000, I guess. want Mach 0.63 or 0.92. So we're kind of hauling ass. Not really saving fuel at all, but let's get that altitude to 32,000. Mother's on channel 2, so we'll tune that radio in. We'll set our radar altimeter to 370 feet or so, which we should hear that go off when we hit the wake of the boat. All right, I think we're okay on fuel. Let's just kind of let's push so we're not wasting too much time. I'm not going to slow down. I'm going to be at 28,000 feet, this speed, full throttle basically. Put our autopilot on, barometric altitude. Why wouldn't it? Okay, sometimes my stick's not quite centered and it doesn't take the barometric altitude hold. $60 miles to go. Let's do checklist down here. Let's see, I think I got a landing checklist around here somewhere. And I'll pause my track error so you don't see it. Case 1 recovery at 55. We want to be at 20,000 feet is what it's saying. 35, 12,000 feet, 26,000 feet, 10, 1,200 feet. Or marshal height, which will do 2,000. So 55, we want to be at 20,000 feet, or yeah, 20,000. So we'll start coming down. And we'll call in a mother now. We're close enough.
Marshall 210. Marking Mops 339-450. Angels 27. State 4.7.
210. Weather's weather is visibility 10 plus miles. Scattered clouds at above 10,000. Altimeter is 290.97. Case 1 recovery expected BRC 353. Report seen at 10.
Okay, BRC is 353. We'll get that set.
210.
Oops. And 35, we want to be at 12,000 feet. Sun glare is going to be fun. Let's start coming in towards the course line a little bit too, because we're 16 miles away from the course line. We want to be, we'll probably enter the stack at 0.3, I think it is, maybe 2. I can't remember the circle numbers. But we want to be on reciprocal course 5 miles away from the boat, approximately at 2,000 feet. 20 miles, we want to be at 6,000 feet. And at 10 miles, we're going to be 2,000 feet. Let's turn our radar off as well. We don't need that. Turn our altimeter to radar.
Altitude. Altitude.
And we'll start slowing down. Actually put our speed brakes out. Okay, so we're at 2,000 feet. See you at 10.
210. See you at 10.
And let's get a
State switched out.
210. State 3.3.
boards in. There's the boat. Turn off our HMDs too.
Tower 210. Overhead Angels 2. State 3.3.
Alright, we're in the stack, hooked down.
210. Tower, roger. BRC 353. Signal is Charlie.
Signal is Charlie. Alright, so we'll extend
210.
a little bit here. Speed up to 350 knots, decrease to 800 feet. And turn around and line up just to the right or starboard side of the boat. A little fast. Slow down. All right, there's Bankler's Case 1 recovery grading happening in the upper right corner there.
Bingo.
And we just hit bingo. All right, 350 knots, 800 feet. We're on the wrong side of the boat, though. There's 800. I'll lock in at 850, 354 there. Entering the brake. I'm going to set my bingo down so we can get rid of that alarm. 800 feet, 350 knots. Okay. Auto throttle's off. Autopilot off. Kill the throttle. And start your brake turn. Trying to maintain 800 feet. Gear and flaps down. Start coming down to 600 feet and turn for AOA. Oop, oop, oop. We're a little high, so we're not going to get good grade on that. 8 out of 11. Let's start turning in now. I'm down to 500 feet at the 90, which we won't be able to see because of the sun. Gear and flaps are down, hooks down. Little wind pushing us along in the groove here, but line up's a little to the right.
210. Hornet ball. 2.7.
Roger ball.
Come on.
Volter.
Son of a gun. Well, getting a little frame drops there towards the end, but let's try it again. Could have done better. I was a little the throttle, I was like too high, so I'd reduce the throttle, and then it was too low, so I'd increase the throttle and I'd get very floaty. And that'd be too high, so I was kind of like doing some oscillation there. The throttle, which I think screwed me up, and I was more focused on the ball than I was the lineup. Let's try it again. Massive crosswind there, so I'm cutting it a little tighter than I normally would. I hope that doesn't screw me up. I'm a little low now. Yeah. It's not looking pretty. This is where I could use a lot of training. I mean, the Bankler's cool because it grades you, so you know where you're doing wrong, but what are you supposed to do, right?
310. Hornet ball.
More. Too floaty.
Roger ball. Power.
Okay. Great. Okay. 3-wire. But TMRIDC. TMR. Too much rate of descent. DC. What is DC? I don't see DC. I don't know. I don't know what I did. All right, hook up, wings in, nose wheel steering on high, and we'll park this biatch. Yeah, I'm not taking off, buddy. Uh-oh. Kill our left engine.
Flight controls. Flight controls.
Where you going, bro? I'm gonna run you over. They're still going through the animations. That's funny. All right. All right, let's get out of the plane. Oh, I disarmed the ejection seat. There we go. Collision detection for the win. That's awesome. Oh, if only you could walk around. That's kind of neat.